You can hardly talk about Paprika without bringing up its influence on Inception. Both contain similar story elements, similar scenes, but the way in which each movie's plot unfolds couldn't be more different. Inception's plot is delivered by way of pages and pages of excruciating exposition, backed by an overbearing Hans Zimmer score trying to squeeze some excitement out of the scene. Paprika, meanwhile, gives you only the barest essentials, then throws you in headfirst and says, "Good luck." Even still, by the end of the movie, I think I understood Paprika more than I ever did Inception. Paprika is the story of a team of scientists who, using machines, are able to enter other people's dreams. There's this portly gentleman, Takita, who is the inventor of the machine. There's Shima, the head of the department. And then there's Dr. Chiba, who uses the machine to roam the dream world as her alter ego Paprika. When a dream terrorist begins merging dreams with the real world, at times even incepting, you might say, one person's dream into another, it's up to Paprika and this team of plucky scientists to find out who's behind it. To put it bluntly, Paprika is bananas. This is the last comparison I'll make to Inception, but the other problem I remember having with that movie, it's been a while, is that while a lot of it takes place in the world of dreams where you would assume almost anything can happen, the most anyone gets up to really is shooting guns while the room spins around. Paprika, meanwhile, really makes good on the idea of the subconscious mind come to life. A guilt-ridden police detective is tormented by a circus where everyone's face is his own. A scientist dreams of a madcap parade of toys that go cavalcading down the street in a single undulating blob. There's elements of body horror as a woman's skin is reached into and torn in two, and a man in a wheelchair grows legs like writhing tree roots. This is a movie that, even among anime, is powered first and foremost by its surrealist visuals. Paprika is one of those movies that really showcases the full storytelling potential of animation. But what about Paprika herself? Who is Paprika? Paprika, as a product of Dr. Chiba's unconscious mind, is a sort of fairy godmother, superhero, manic pixie dream girl. She's Mary Poppins, she's Tinkerbell, she's Amelie crossed with Freddy Krueger. While Dr. Chiba is terse, cold, straight-laced, Paprika is everything she's repressed come to life, open, outgoing, adventurous. The same way a superhero dons a costume to become something more than they were before, Dr. Chiba has sort of compartmentalized a version of herself to do the things she normally wouldn't or couldn't do. It's unclear to what extent Paprika might be a separate person or not. More than once she refers to Dr. Chiba as if she were, and towards the end of the film, as dreams and the real world collide, Paprika seems able to manifest herself at will and to the surprise of Dr. Chiba. The delineation between Chiba and Paprika is maybe more like the one between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde than it is Superman and Clark Kent. Of course, by the end, and in completely insane fashion, Paprika and Dr. Chiba join together into the one harmonious being to defeat the bad guy. While throughout the film, a person's dreams, their inner life, is shown as something wild and chaotic that, if left unchecked, might destroy the world, Paprika and Dr. Chiba are able to triumph through a reconciliation between the dreaming and waking world. It functions as a sort of metaphor for how art itself is made, a compromise between form and wild imagination, between discipline and inspiration. The last thing I want to mention is the sneaky love story that comes in towards the end of the movie. It's not often that a plot twist will tug at your heartstrings. Usually a plot twist is intended to shock the audience, to recontextualize the story in abrupt and sensational ways. But the revelation that Dr. Chiba has actually been in love with that fat slob Tokita this entire time, while it doesn't do much for the plot itself, really adds another layer of depth to her character. Up until that point, the viewer is too carried away by the insane visuals to really dwell too much on the characters' emotional lives, but this latent revelation of unrequited love adds a real sentimental note to all the preceding madness. It grounds it in something more than just a sort of intellectual exercise on dreams and the subconscious, or rather, it enhances those themes and ideas in a more human, more universal way.